Right, so this is just a little video update. I said the other day I'd give you a quick video update, kind of what's happening. Spoke to my legal team this morning. It's Tuesday morning. Fully aware of what's going on in terms of the processes through, to go to the court now and find out about the terminology. It's a ball ache it's come to this, but also, this was something that kind of happened out of your control. As I say, I was out over in Nyon in Switzerland at UEFA finishing off my pro licence, and this claiming form arrived. So obviously you have to take the necessary steps to respond to it. Just to give people some background information, we were obviously involved in some difference of opinion over Twitter. For me, it was a reaction to over a decade-long provocation from a certain individual. Where multiple times across the years, he's used my name for attention-seeking purposes, I believe. I haven't responded to that. Then obviously once somebody starts mentioning brain injuries or mind injury, as the girl on his show was saying, and then his follow-up tweets, then obviously somebody who's played football and speaking with John Stiles and the guys whose families have been massively affected by kind of brain injuries and CTE and dementia and all the terrible things that can happen when the brain doesn't function properly. It was, I thought, poor taste on his behalf to be saying that, certainly on national TV and certainly to his Twitter following. And obviously we responded with calling him out for his email to try and get me on the show after I'd done Piers Morgan or before I'd done Piers Morgan's show. And obviously, the barrage of abuse that came my way because I never went on Jeremy Vine's show. So it was a strange time for me in terms of a bit of a back and forth on Twitter. I thought it was a bit of a laugh and a joke. And obviously then I get solicitors' letters from the kind of no win, no fee guys, asking initially for a small amount for charity, offered the negotiation was kind of taking place, and then another larger amount after Lawrence Fox's kind of ruling. I think it emboldened some of them, but what they've failed to realise is it's a completely different case with completely different nuances. And then obviously the last bit, which was ridiculous, and obviously now we're going to set a date in court and have to go and square that off and sort that out there. So in the midst of that, when I was putting that out, people were coming along saying, why don't you start a GoFundMe, why don't freedom of speech, blah, blah, blah. I've never done that, don't know what it is. So I obviously went on, a little bit of chat, GPT, edited a few bits and ended up, opening a GoFundMe just out of more interest to see, is there any support for me, and kind of what that landscape looked like. And I was really shocked and surprised to see, not only was there a little bit of support, I think as we stand today, I think there's £11,400 and odd pound in there, and 750 odd people have thankfully supported me and said, look, we kind of agree with the fight that you're taking on. I thought I'd be able to counter sue, and I might be able to at a later date, and I thought I could separate the two cases, get a bit of damages, and obviously give that to Alderey. But what I found is I have to defend this case, so this will go to the next court stage, etc, etc. I think it's capped up until a certain point of cost on each side up until this court. I think that's at like £30,000 or something like that. So we'll resolve it hopefully at the next stage or the stage after that. But what won't happen is I won't be able to sue initially on this claim for damages. Obviously either I'll be successful, which I'm hoping, and they'll have to pay my costs, or they'll be successful. In that case, I'll have to pay possibly damages and possibly their costs. So I'm not able to split the two. So anyone who donates to the GoFundMe is donating for me to fight Jeremy Vine and Aluko in terms of taking that case on. So what I will do is every penny that goes into the GoFundMe, I will match to give to Alderey out of my own pocket, which I would use naturally for the defence anyway. So just to clear that up, I know there's a lot of people out there, saying and pretending to be an expert in all manner of different things. But I'm working closely with the guys from GoFundMe anyway to make sure that firstly we get the right paper trail for the money, everyone's hard-earned money, but also that the charity obviously gets the upside of it, which is as I say, 11,400 and odd today, and I'm hoping over the future, by the time this finishes, we can get to that 100 grand total, because that'll mean, obviously it shows me enormous support that people have backed it, but also more importantly that a good charity, a charity that helps kids with terrible luck and terrible fate of the way the cards get dealt, have a better chance, or gives them some really good treatment or really good care to them and the families in a time when they need it the most. So, you know, all that I will get something, you know, there's 11,400 in there now, as I say, pound for pound, I'll match that out of my own pocket. And also, you know, for me, it's important to stand up to people who, as I say, for 11 or 12 years have more than once used lots and lots of derogatory comments about me to a national TV audience or to a social media following. And then obviously when you make a little bit of a laugh at it and you defend yourself and you speak back, you know, they lawyer up and get legitimus, and then it starts out for charity, and then before you know it ends up for not for charity. So, you know, it's disappointing that it's come to this. As I say, you know, it's a waste of everybody's kind of time and money. Usually in these things, the only people who do really, really well are the lawyers on both sides. But hopefully, you know, the way this is engineered, as I say, not really understanding the nuances of GoFundMe and how it works, but it looks like, you know, this will be an opportunity for us to certainly, you know, use a stupid, nonsensical situation to raise some money for a really good hospital and obviously a good cause. Okay, I hope that clears it up. As I say, if you've already donated already, thank you. Every penny counts, it matters. You know, it's not the monetary figure, although it is nice to see that. It's more the fact that people are willing and believe in, you know, freedom of speech, or standing up to people who get quite legitimus for very little reason. And as I say, you know, if you have donated, thanks a lot. It means a lot. If you haven't, hopefully you will, because, you know, no matter what, if you want to take on Vine and alike, obviously I'm doing that. But also, if you want to donate to a charity, it's kind of two birds with one stone. So if you can't donate, I know it's times are hard for everybody out there. Listen, that's no problem. If you could share, pass on the message, whatever. As I say, every penny raised in the GoFundMe will be matched by me and go directly to Alder A Children's Hospital. All right, hope you have a good day. Apart from that, hope it clears it up. Keep up the good fight. Ta-da.